Hi, I'm Billy, and I just wanted to share my love and admiration for these guys over here. Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, they're off in the wings, getting ready to come on. I've been watching this lounge show since day one. It is freaking awesome, and you absolutely need to check it out starting tonight.
It's The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle, two veteran broadcasters who love to hear themselves talk and are somehow able to tolerate each other. Let's see if you can tolerate them as well. Here's Rob and Bob.
Thank you, Johnny. Johnny's on the piano. Johnny, 88 keys. 88 keys, I think is how you pronounce. He's from over there somewhere. Johnny, 88 keys,
88
ladies and gentlemen.
keys.
And then he's got the other guys who play with him too. Is there anything else, or is it just the piano? They've
I
already
have
left.
no.
I think they
It's a
pack up.
union gig.
They pack
They
up
do what
quick.
they're paid to do, and they get on down the road. So
That's
this is
right.
the Lounge Show, which was not here last week.
No, was that last week? It wasn't here.
Yeah, you were doing some networking, glad handing, soft shoe dancing,
Oh,
butt
that was
kissing.
that was last week. Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
But
actually,
if
yeah.
we
That
were here last week, we would have been here
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday.
in Atlanta, 6 o'clock Pacific, Vegas time. And it's Bob and Rob, and it's the Lounge Show.
on a
And
Saturday night. Mhm.
on a Saturday night, and we weren't here last week because you were glad handing, soft shoe dancing, ass,
And glad handing.
glad handing.
It was
baby
really
kissing.
interesting because we went to this thing. It was kind of a networking event, and it
Okay.
was a bunch of people who are basically in the same circle that was the circle responsible for Tracy and I ever connecting in the first place. So it was that
All right.
mastermind group that would always meet. They call it, it's not called that anymore, and it's not exactly that, but it's a lot of the same people. So we were like, okay, well, we'll go, and we'll
Yeah.
just say hi. And there was like a free version and then a paid version, and we're like, well, we already have a full day. We're only going to get there for a few hours or so. We'll just do the free thing, and we'll see our friends. So now I don't know how many masterminds you have been a part of in your life, but here's the thing about
None.
those.
Not a one, zero.
You don't want to show up late
Oh,
because
okay.
everybody's done the whole day of masterminding, right? I really didn't think it through until we walked in the room as they were getting ready to do like an exercise, and they had, whiteboard sheets all over the place with all the notes they'd taken. I mean, you could tell there was a full day of work in there, and we're just like, "Hey, look, it's you, it's you, it's you," Like, oh, it was so awkward. Like the timing was, and
Because you come in,
oh,
you're all
oh,
fresh, and you're all right. You're all showered and primped and fresh and everything, and
as
you're ready to
fresh
do
as
that
I ever am.
soft shoe dance and ass kiss and baby.
Oh,
shake.
the hand, whatever you said. So,
Glad
but then the
handing.
first thing, so as we get in, half the group is leaving the room to go do another thing. We don't know what should we do? Do we go? Well, we knew a couple of people over there, so we just stayed in that room. Okay, stayed in the room, and and they started talking, and it was me and Tracy and another friend of ours who also
Okay.
showed up late, and we're like, where do we sit? And all the empty chairs were actually chairs that belonged to the people who had just left. So we're like sitting in other people's chairs with all
Were the
their
chairs
stuff
warm
there.
when you first sat down?
Yeah,
That
they
kind
were
of thing?
warm and smelled like no, yeah.
I don't
And
mean to smell. It's just odd to sit on a
No, it was just a
warm
detail
chair.
for yeah. So anyway, so we
What
sit
happened?
there. So we sit there, and then the guy running the thing just says something. Hey, we were going to do some loose networking or whatever, because we've done all this stuff today, but we really haven't had a chance for everybody just to kind of get around to talk or whatever. He hands the mic to this gal to his right, who just starts talking about something, what she's up to or whatever, or why she came here. And I'm going, is that what he asked for? Is that what we're supposed to? I mean, obviously, because we just got here, we've got nothing to say. So it's going around the room, and it's coming closer to us, right? And I'm going, what am I supposed to? I mean, obviously, I'm going, I can't contribute anything. Anything I say right now will be such BS, just to try to fit in. So
Right,
I'm
like
just going
being at the book club and you didn't read the book.
it was, yeah, that and then some, right? Like I
Okay.
didn't study for this test.
Right. There's a pop quiz today.
And,
right.
and these are like,
microphone coming, so you're probably getting just a little tight under the.
these
collar.
are my peers too, and some of them I
Okay.
haven't seen in a while. And I'm going, oh, this sucks. And the guy next to me, though, he actually had it, and he came in with us late too, and
Yeah.
he got it first. I'm like, all right, let's see what Steve says. And honestly, I don't
And-
remember exactly. He was more like, I think it's great that we can get together in communities and just something generic. And then
All right.
they gave it to me, and I said, "Look, we obviously just walked in the room. I have no context for anything. We knew we were going to see some people here we haven't seen in a long time, and we're doing that, and it's great. But I certainly don't want to take up any time, commenting on something I have no knowledge of. Thanks." And I handed it to Tracy, and then she went on with sort of again, it's great that we can. She did a thing. And I'm like, we just walked in. What are you doing? So
You did it, Tracy.
I mean, yes, God bless. Exactly.
I bet she crushed it too. I bet she just crushed it.
Oh well, I mean, it was just a short little thing. It was, I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, I bet she just seemed at ease, and she wasn't at ease.
no, she was. Oh my God! Somebody put the train back on the track. Oh, it's too late. There's people everywhere.
All right, did I get lost somewhere in this story? I thought it was
No,
right.
and then we went in, and then there was from that little piece of awkwardness went into another room where they did this exercise with a guy we also hadn't seen in a while, and it was fine. We were just there for a short amount of time, but we did not get back in enough time to do the show. All of that, so we took 6 minutes to say why we didn't do a show last week. But
Yeah, because you were, glad handing and soft shoe dancing and baby kissing.
I did not one of those things. We also got there when we realized it was like 4 o'clock or something. It was later in the day, and I realized at that moment, or going there, oh my God, I haven't eaten all day because I was so busy all day. I think I did an online training, and I did whatever. It was a full day, and now I'm really hungry. And now we get there, and there's all this food, and I'm feeling guilty, like I don't deserve this food. I have contributed nothing to this day.
Isn't that interesting that went through your head? I don't deserve this food because I haven't contributed to the well-being of the group, which is nice. It's admirable. But if I was hungry, I would have gone and grabbed a pig in a blanket or something, man, that they have at those types of functions. They always have some sort of thing with food.
They didn't have pig in a blanket. We actually saw tons of empty pizza boxes, so we missed one round of something.
Well, I'm sure I guess I was hoping you guys would crush it. I don't know why. I was hoping
there wasn't anything to crush. There was nothing to crush.
Well, networking. Maybe I met someone, or maybe someone met you, or I don't know. Well,
we saw old friends, but I mean, okay. So yes, the guy who runs the network, it's all around this big project, which is based in downtown. So there will be follow up. We'll go down there and talk to the leader, and then we'll see what it's all about. And blah 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 blah. Well, there'll be some other value from it, but. Anywho, but you're right. Yeah, I forgot that it's been 2 weeks since we've done this. I'm surprised I remember how to do anything.
Well, I mean, it's just been 2 weeks. Last Saturday I just went on a glide. And by the way, look at that. Mr. Osborne's here with us tonight.
Hello, Ben. Or 30 pigs in a blanket. I love pigs in a blanket. That is some good hors d'oeuvre food. It's And it's like egg rolls and some of the others. I could just eat them nonstop. Yeah. I'd never get full of them. I don't know how that.
Like pigs in a blanket. It's a crescent roll wrapped around a tube of not good for you, but boy, it tastes fun food.
Right. Obviously, Tracy being a vegetarian, don't do a lot of that pigs in a blanket thing.
No, you could do faux pig. What do they call faux pig?
No, you know that because I mean. They have.
By the way, totally unrelated. Faux pig. I don't know. What do you call that? There's fakin. I know. There's some other.
Yeah, but come on. No one's going to come close to what a real pig in a blanket tastes like. That's right. That's just.
And also the crescent roll aspect, I love too. There's a lot of something probably bad for you in that dough that makes it taste awesome.
Sure, the butter, I would imagine.
I would imagine too. Yeah.
Because flour's flour. Mm-hmm.
Flour's flour. So I got a picture. Oh, Penn's going to be the person in the family we're watching Lion King. Okay. Sammy's watching Lion King.
All right, show us your picture.
Oh, I was reading the tote board. Okay, hold on. I got to make sure my thing is doing what it's supposed to do here. Share screen, boom. And there. Now, the significance, Bob, of this picture.
Oh, wow, look at that. It's Fat Cat.
Yeah, but if you continue to go down in the picture, you will see this. Can you follow my mouse? Yeah, you see this gentleman here? That's Jimmy Buffett.
Oh, okay.
So Jimmy Buffett is doing a concert, and he flashes on the screen behind him that picture.
Oh.
Pretty cool.
Wow.
I found that online the other day.
That is.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh.
Sorry, something's wrong with my mic. Hold on.
There's
a little short in the cord. Martin short. And when I hit
Aren't you sure?
it resets the whole thing and it has to build.
Very good. Well, you're back. Anyway, I'm on a Facebook page with other Lake Geneva-ites. You know, you go there from time to time, you see a pretty cool picture or something. But this, I said, first of all, for those of you who don't know, which is probably everyone, Fat Cats is a tiny, teeny, tiny hole-in-the-wall type joint.
And here's where you'll find it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Well, it's actually on the other
side. I just meant general locale. Right,
that's Lake Geneva live. I'm assuming, Bob.
Look at that. Yeah, it is. It's dark now.
Yeah, what? Well, a little after 8, you know.
But it seems like it's. I guess that's just the way. I guess that's the way we're shifting, huh? Is that what
also
we're doing?
2 weeks? Yes, it's going. The days are getting shorter after June 21st, and so basically, yeah. So the days are getting shorter, and so it's darker. Wow, that was really meteorological of me, wasn't it? Boy, did I put a fine spin on that explanation. Anyway, yes.
It's become a science show now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of cool, and I thought you'd be interested in seeing the Fat Cats that he put. So it's a little crap hole bar, boys and girls. It really is. And yet it's nostalgic to both Bob and I and our friend Oak and Tim Mahone and many of the other ne'er-do-wells who have in the past hung with us and drank with us. I worked there, and it was anyway. You go in there and you go, "What's the big deal?" Like everyone, Fat Cats. No, it's a little sliver of a room, and it's really not nice.
Right. Well, Rob has romanticized all of his childhood. He has this story, which I think he's told on the show a little bit about what was called the Morrison Hotel. And,
yes.
But when he really tells you, "Hey, look, you know, outside the story, this is what this was a shite hole."
Oh, it was.
It was a horrible thing that no one would really want to.
It was a porta potty that never got cleaned. You know, it was just like a 2-year porta potty living
at the
Fat Cats
hotel. For me is Fat Cats it's bitter. It's bittersweet.
Well, and also Fat Cats works much better at night. You know, you walk in the day and you look around and there's no windows and it's gloomy and
whoever's
dark.
there,
they're not looking good. That's an afternoon, midday, morning drinker. And that's just a rough room. And it smells kind of like the Morrison Hotel, and it's just bad. But at night, you know, that's night, and there's blinky lights, and you've already been consuming quite a few of whatever libations. And so, yeah, but Jimmy Buffett puts it up behind him with the coral reefers there. I thought that was worthy.
I couldn't tell.
Of the lounge.
It almost looked like he was performing on the street outside of Fat Cats, because I can't remember the perspective of the sign or whatever, but it looked like he was just out there. Not in front of a sign.
Well, here, let me do this.
Well, now I can tell because he'd be teeny tiny.
Let's see if I can make this a little smaller, and then you'll get maybe a better perspective. See, there's one of your favorites, though. I forgot about that.
I know they won't be able to read it.
I can make it bigger. Hold it. I can. There. How about that? A little better? Is that better? You just bumped your microphone again or something.
I know. I'm getting tired of this.
Okay. That's nice and whopper big. You can probably read that.
Well, my dad would chuck more wood than your dad would chuck, even if your dad could chuck wood, which I doubt.
There it is.
Oh, my God. So good. One of the
I'm
best
glad I
cars
took a
ever.
picture of that.
I really on your refrigerator in Brookstone?
That was a Braidwood.
Oh, yeah,
Braidwood. No, not Braidwood. Yes, Brookstone on
in the garage refrigerator.
Yes. The refrigerator.
Where we would store all the beers after we come home from the grocery store.
Yes.
Where we would be like, okay, we only got like 9 beers here, so we got to go buy at least 24.
Oh yeah, another case for sure. We'll never make it.
Yeah. And that was just normal. Yeah.
It was normal. It was like you'd look in there, or if you knew people were going to gather on a Sunday.
Oh yeah, well in Atlanta, you had to stock up.
Oh, we got people coming over on Sunday. Oh my God. Okay, make sure you write it in big bold print and tape it to the door. You know, get beer for tomorrow. You know, people are going to be here, and you can't buy beer on Sunday. You go out and buy a couple of cases, even though it's maybe one person coming by for 15 minutes.
Is it still after? Is it still after 12:30 or whatever? Or?
Yep. Still after synagogue lets out. I always like that because it's not the synagogue.
What's the logic?
Logic doesn't enter the equation. It's buying votes.
When Rob and I did the show in 2004, and unless you've watched every episode of this show, you may have missed this little detail.
You could have, but if you caught it, your name's in the hopper for sure.
But we did. We did. It was like our thing was beer sales in Atlanta because they had none on Sunday.
Right.
You could get it at a restaurant after 12:30,
Right.
but you couldn't go buy. And for people like us, that was just like no.
No.
You must serve. We have to be able to.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, our other thing was that local brewers should give, like there was Sweetwater was the brewing company based in Georgia, and we were saying
Based in Atlanta. I mean,
Atlanta.
it was right in Atlanta. It wasn't even in Georgia. It was in town.
Yeah,
And it would cost the same for a 6-pack as Anchor Steam from San Francisco.
right, it was just too much. I mean, it was too much anyway.
We always thought, why don't you buy like local Allegiance and just sell it locally for $7 a 6-pack? You'll still make money, but you'll sell a lot more beer.
Now, was it because Leinenkugel did that, or we thought, or something about Leinenkugel?
It was any local brewery really up in Wisconsin. If you were in Milwaukee, you're going to drink Miller cheaper than in Chicago.
Okay.
You know, because they're just going to sell it to the liquor stores cheaper and the bars cheaper because they want people to go, Miller, it's our beer, you know?
That's just human decency.
Yes, it is.
Come on, beer
And so those were our
company,
two big. That was Bob. That was our two big. Those were our rally cries. Is the
And
beer?
look, now they got beer on Sundays. Thank you,
They
Aloha Lounge, or I guess what do we call it then? It wasn't the lounge show.
Oh, and by the way, speaking of drinking and lots of drinking and too much drinking, I read it. See what a nice segue. I read an article. This is true that mushroom therapy is helping alcoholics.
Oh yeah, well, so this is like totally not big news in our house because we're all down that whole road, and I talked to you. That's right. No, we talked about, and I told you to watch, and I don't know if you finished it, but the Fantastic
Not all the way
Fungi.
through, but yes, you did. There's a fungi fun movie,
and now there's a whole series called How to Change Your Mind, and it's 5 parts, and the first part was LSD. I think the next one is psilocybin. It's all about using basically psychedelic therapy in general.
Yeah,
and the like. Sometimes it's one session. It's one session, and people can drop alcoholism and things like that.
It said on the thing 24% entirely quit, and the others went down. Like instead of 1 heavy drinking day out of 4, it was 1 heavy drinking day out of 10. I mean, it made significant improvement. Also with verbal counseling too, in tandem with also counseling sessions. But apparently the mushrooms really did make a difference.
Oh yeah, it's huge.
Isn't that cool? It comes right out of the ground. You didn't have to make it in a lab. Just showed up.
That's right. It's an amazing time to be alive, Rob. We've seen the whole thing. From everything was legal to everything was illegal, and now it's all sneaking in.
Yeah, that's a Nora Jones tune, I think.
It's all sneaking in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sneaking. And then, yes, we've seen it all. We were there for rotary phones, and now we're seeing mushrooms help alcoholics.
So have you seen those videos where, it's like kids react to the old rotary phones or something like that? Have you seen anything like that?
Did they do it in that voice? That's always good. Kids react to the old rotary phone.
Well, no, they don't. But there's a lot of kids react to whatever, or kids trying to figure out, and they're looking at it like, what do you do? Could that possibly be true? Could it be so unintuitive to look at an old rotary phone and not know what to do to dial a number? I mean, obviously in my mind, it's just wired in from day one. Although on YouTube at some point, I saw that when phones came out, or whatever, and we're getting in everybody's home with dials, the company put out, commercials about here's how you do it. Just put your finger in the hole and move it over and release. I mean, there was a whole TV campaign on that.
That's like my buddy Dave Savage, who always says when he got a toaster and it came with instructions, and he said, instructions for a toaster really seems like if you know how plug it in down, that's it. Hold it.
Rob, you've got some crazy connection going here. Hold on, crazy.
But I'm looking good. I can't. But
it's a filter, ladies and gentlemen. It's the hold on. I got to find my mouse. I got to see what's going on. If there's anything I can do. I don't know that it's on. I don't think it's on my end.
but I'm looking in my local.
Nope.
Can I come back?
Yeah, why don't you go and come back? That's it. We're gonna take a little break, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I can't. Oh, hold on. I'm ready.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
I'll let you get some goofy
The popcorn can't be beat. The sparkling drinks are just dandy.
Wait for Rob to come back. We got this frozen picture there.
So let's all go to the lobby.
When's the last time you all saw
to get
the whole thing?
ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Let's All Go to the Lobby song. Rob Scott's still not back in the room. We don't know what the story is. We don't know if there's massive storms. We don't know if somebody is trying to cut off communication because it's just getting too real. The lounge show is getting too poignant, too hard hitting. We're addressing the issues. We started talking about alcohol sales, and they're like, cut them off, cut them off, cut them off. Because, he's still there in Atlanta, so he's subject to that. They're probably listening. They've probably been listening since 2004. So... Well, I was going to show Rob this whole thing because I played a little golf today, and Rob, of course, knows that I'm not a golfer, and that the whole concept must seem silly, and there must be a catch, and of course there is. But without him in the room, I can't do anything. But you saw it. You saw it. He slowly started to disintegrate, right? Right, little by little. Who's with me? All right, talk to me here. You guys have to be Rob now, okay? So. I'll say something like, so Rob, how was your week? I think you said something about your car, and now one of you have to type, and I'm going to check in and see what's going on. So one of you be Rob. Sammy, you could be Rob. You know your dad. You know how it is. Or any of you could do it. Let's just see. I'll wait. I'm going to be typing here to Rob and see if he responds. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Couldn't possibly be as amazing as Rob. That's okay. Well, now see, you wasted valuable time. You could have said anything. But that's one thing he wouldn't say. That's like the one thing that would not be logical for him to come out of his mouth. I couldn't possibly be as amazing as Rob. He might say it. I mean, I suppose it's possible, but unlikely. All right, well, that's just... Oh, here he is now. Hold on. Let's find out what's going on. His camera is blank. That's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Look, get it focused in. It's not going to focus. I think he's got some real connection problems. Or, again, it could be... They've just decided to cut me off the grid. I'm helping too many people. Whatever it is, there's a limit to the good. Sorry, your call was dropped. This is getting like conspiracy theory here. I'm going to keep it down in the corner there so we can see him. I'll call again. I'm going to call him now. This is exciting. You don't usually get this kind of action and drama on the lounge. It's usually we just talk about God knows what. But now, I think we've got something international intrigue. I think we've got like almost like a movie going here, except that it's real life. I think that probably we're being tracked, and that this visual aid is probably real somehow, and it's been listening and memorizing everything that's going on in my house and our conversations on and off there. I mean, I think that's what's logical. I'm still trying to call him. Still not working. You guys see me okay, right? I mean, I'm not off the internet, right? Because my stream still says red, which is good, ironically. You'd think maybe green, right? I wonder if I can change that. I don't know. Anyway, right now it says red, stream 1, red. All right, I'm trying to call him. It's just nothing's happening. But you know what? Look, I can go 6 more minutes. I don't care. I'll show you what I was going to show you around golf. But I'd much rather get him back on here. I mean, it's the lounge, and it's not the Bob Doyle show. Sorry, Rob asked me never to mention the Bob Doyle. He said, "Look, when we're doing the lounge, that's all there is in this universe." And I'm like, "Oh, whoa, hey, I just said," and he goes, "No. I don't put aside my Saturday evenings every night or every Saturday. And I said, what? Try to say that again. He said, fine, I will. Oh, here he comes again. Wait a minute. It says he's calling, but I don't have a way to answer the phone. I had to hang up on my attempt to call him. Well, that's a son of a gun. I forgot you hear him calling because I do have the phone going through. This is perfect. All right. Connecting. But not. I wonder if it's because I've got it going through the studio. Let me disconnect it just to make sure. Now you won't be able to hear him, though, unless I put him on speaker. All right. Sorry your call was dropped. I'm going to try one more time. I'm going to do it. Low battery. Oh, my God. The drama. The tension. This is crazy. No, I don't want to touch any cords because it's going to mess up my microphone. Oh, my God. This... Just calling. This is incredible. All right, I wonder how high this goes. This is more, obviously it's more than a state level thing, so this is now an intrastate affair. Now, who benefits from sabotaging Rob's feed? Who benefits? I don't know, but this is what we got to find out. One of you watching, get on that. Let us know what you find out. Okay. Meanwhile, I think you should drive over to his house right away. Sam, Ben, you should just drop what you're doing. Go out there, bust the door down. Well, maybe you don't have to. Hold on, let's see. Still black screen. There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Rob. It's still the same, ladies and gentlemen. He's still frozen. He hasn't moved, and you heard what happened there. So
you're not seeing me well. That you're not seeing me well.
Your face was frozen until it wasn't until just now, and now we've got a really nice frozen expression on your face, and your audio is popping in and out.
Okay, so basically not.
Yeah, are you on Wi-Fi right now? Like, could you get off Wi-Fi and see if it's your cell connection is better, or at least on your phone?
Yeah, what I'm going to do is get back on the lost all here and keep really connection here.
Right. Exactly. Well, I think he said it all right there. You take that into consideration when your everyday life, boys and girls, and what could go wrong. Life will have to go your way. All right. We still got a couple of minutes to try and pull this together. And the whole thing I wanted to show him, well, now it's not worth it. We have to wait until next time. Look at that look.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, we see a frozen picture of you. We don't really hear you talking. I'm wondering what you see. I mean, are you able to, is it just your whole internet connection, or is it just somewhere? This is like the Matrix. Okay. You have to laugh, ladies and gentlemen. You have to. Well, you don't have to. I mean, we don't pay you to. It's optional. I'm choosing to because, look, that's the look we got. We can't get any audio. Oh, well. Technology, ladies and gentlemen. But I still think it's a conspiracy. So, if you guys don't hear from me every day online, just come, just send somebody, because something's gone wrong. They're starting with the lounge, and they'll only work their way down from there. I mean, they start at the top. And then they say, all right, well, what about all the other stuff they're up to? Okay, well, my friends, he just hung up on me. So we won't be hearing any more of nothing from him.
And with those words, Rob Scott and Bob Doyle brought the Lounge Show to another inauspicious close. Join us next week, won't you? 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another edition of The Lounge Show.
You've been watching The Lounge Show with Rob Scott and Bob Doyle. Join us every Saturday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and tell your friends and family to do the same. After all, we'd do it for you if you had a show. Probably.